Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be telling you the fastest way to get stat points in Anime Dimensions. So stat points are a very important thing in this game. They give you so much extra damage. And the example I give everyone is you could have the most perfect cards and perfect accessories, perfect pets in the world. But if you only had like 100,000 stat points, you'd be weaker than a lot of people. So that's why stat points are extremely important. Now, there are actually two types of stat points. There are the collection stat points, which means every time you get a character, pet, or costume, it will give you some of these extra little points right here. And then you get these extra stats, and it's pretty cool. Then there's also the stat bonuses, the upgrades. You just complete certain tasks, and you'll get certain buffs. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So most people are focused on the collection stat points, so we're gonna go ahead and start with that. So the best way to get these stat points right here is to buy tons of costumes and gem characters. There's not really any specific costumes you should buy, but you really do want to buy tons of costumes. A lot of people underestimate how much this will give you. All of the costumes in total will give you around 15, 20, 25k stat points or more. So that just helps you a lot, and the gem characters give you even more. If you have all the gem characters, I'm assuming they'll give you around 20 to 50k stat points. So it might sound hard to get all these because overall that's like 15k gems to get all this or more. But trust me, if you just do your quests every day, you'll definitely get way more than 15k gems, which is another thing I want to talk about. Get as many gems as you can, because with the gems you can get costumes, and with the costumes you get extra stat points. And always make sure to buy the limited costumes since they're going to be leaving, so it's just stat points that you could miss out on if you don't buy them. So always buy the limited costumes first. With the gem characters, it doesn't really matter what order you buy them in at all, but I usually buy the 1.6 thousands and then work my way down. But another way to get stat points pretty fast, or quickly I guess, would be to get the raid characters. Raid characters give you tons of stat points. Like if you have every single raid character in the game right now, it'll give you like 15, 20,000 stat points or something. So getting all the raid characters is pretty huge. Next up, a lot of people don't know this, but all of the rare and epic pets, they actually give you extra stat points. Let me find it. Like these legendary pets right here, they're giving me a ton of extra stat points. This also goes for all the rare pets, the epic pets, all that stuff. If you do that, you can get a couple extra thousand stat points. So that's why collecting pets is actually extremely important. But yeah, that's pretty much the fastest way to get those types of collection stat points. But let's go ahead and talk about upgrades. So the damage upgrade is obviously the easiest one because 1.5 billion damage, like overall, is really easy. Like you'll get 1.5 billion damage within your first week of playing the game. Now, obviously not 1.5 billion in a single raid, but overall you will get 1.5 billion easily. But the one I would focus on first is time challenge. The time challenge ones are actually pretty easy until it gets to 1000 or not 1000, 750, and they give you a ton of extra boss damage. Another one that is really easy and gives you a pretty good amount of stats is boss rush. You at max you'll only have to clear 150 boss rushes, and with all of the boss rush things, it'll give you like an extra 4% cooldown reduction, which doesn't sound like much, but that is pretty broken, and it's pretty easy to do 150 boss rushes. The next one would obviously be raids, but raids are really important, and overall you'll just end up doing 500 raids eventually, but it helps you do tons of damage. So if you can, after you complete your time challenge ones, you can try to complete these raid ones. They're very, very useful. The one I would focus on last is probably the time played or the stage cleared. Now, obviously, the first two here is really easy, but clearing 500 dimensions and 2000 dimensions is kind of hard, especially for only 5% crit chance. Time played is pretty easy until you get to the 25,000 minutes, but it gives you a 15% extra crit damage, which is pretty nice. So the ones I would focus on are time challenge, boss rush, and raid, because those are the easiest ones and they give you pretty decent buffs. But yeah, that's the fastest way to get stat bonuses. There's not really a trick to doing it besides getting pets, because a lot of people don't know that just rare and epic pets give you stat points. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video where I jump into a pile of coins, and oh my god, it hurts so bad. Anyways, goodbye.